Thank you for the like. I guess we'll get started. Welcome to Mystic Moons, a secret you should know. I won't be timestamping these readings, but I will be listing the order in which it's read in the description if you're watching this after the fact, or title. And we'll see how far we get with all the 12 signs, although that's what we're going to endeavor to do. If we don't get to all 12 tonight, well, keep your eye out and we'll do the other signs shortly after. I encourage you for these collectives to think about your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. And in this case, as we're dealing with secrets, your sun, your moon, your 8th house, and your 12th house. Okay, those are the collectives that I'd like you to think about within your own natal chart and how they interact with your planetary makeup. If you appreciate my time and energy, do let me know. Hello. If you appreciate my time and energy, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. And if you have any comments, please feel free to share. There are other topics on the channel as well, which you can go and check out if you feel called to them. Shall we get started? The first element we're going to check out, it's going to be air. We'll do air and then we'll switch off to water. I do read my magicians as Gemini. So Gemini, sun, moon, 8th house, 12th house, and rising. Gemini collectives, thank you for the like. What do I have for Gemini? What is a secret Gemini should know? Gemini, I think I'm going to use 2 decks. Wondering if I should use this deck or should I use another deck? I think I'm going to use this deck. All right. A secret Gemini should know. Actually, you know what, Gemini? I really feel like using this deck instead. I like this deck, Gemini. It has seen over 5,000 readings, Gemini. It is basically 2025 is this deck. All right. A secret Gemini should know. Actually, I'm going to use this deck to pull out our first message. Gemini, I have a Queen of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and a Page of Cups. A secret Gemini should know. Gemini, someone admires you, Gemini, but they're afraid of giving you more power, having you realize the power you possess. They don't want to feed anything more into you, Gemini, but they admire you. Thank you for the like. Someone admires you, Gemini, but they're afraid. How much does that boosting you up? What kind of overtures to make towards you, Gemini, that will still make you approachable and not out of their reach? Also, too, what's the proper way to move towards you, Gemini? Signs coming up here, Gemini. We have some Aries, Taurus. Gee, Gemini. course, lovers is Gemini energy, but look at these tens and ones, which goes down to a 1 vibration. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, 10 of Swords, a roller coaster here, Gemini. Let's find out more. This bottom of the deck, Gemini, actually does suggest someone who's been in your orbit for a little bit of time. If they haven't been in your orbit a little bit of time, Gemini, then we'll find out more. Here is someone who's gone through a lot of upheavals, but they're still concerned about perception, concerned about handling, concerned about the right approach to someone whose attention can be hard to get. Ten of Swords is like, here I am. Ten of Swords, of course, is Gemini energy as well, by the way. I have Death. Another 10 with a 10 of Cups. I have Reinvention, Gemini. Someone's determined to reinvent themselves, Gemini. Someone has been feeling more clearly than ever the clarion call to go in a specific direction. Strong water coming up here, Gemini. All the water signs are prevalent. A predominance of Piscean energy here, Gemini, which could also mean in this energy, if we were going to add some timing onto this message, Gemini, it could mean that someone has had a rather fitting, startling epiphany recently. Gemini, in short, what I have for you, a secret you should know. Someone's been looking upon you in favorable terms. Doesn't matter so much, Gemini, in this energy. Are we talking about love or relationship? The reason why I say that is because I have a 10 of Cups. Whatever this person, whatever proposal's making its way to you, Gemini, thank you for the hearts. Whatever is making its way towards you, Gemini, is going to make you happy. Should make you very happy. We're talking about emotional fulfillment here, Gemini. We're talking about someone who knows what you emotionally require, what you need emotionally, what you need emotionally to be happy in life. And that's what we have here. So, anything more I want to say here, Gemini? A secret you should know. Anyway, yeah, you have some changes coming. Someone's going to make a proposal to you. It could seem a little bit like a daring offer to you, Gemini, but it should be ultimately very sweet towards you because it's going to be something that you've been feeling, something you've been wanting for a while. It's not so much success as acknowledgement, Gemini. Also appreciation, Gemini, for the vivaciousness that you have, for the courage that you have, and also too, Gemini, for your willingness to grow, your willingness to change, your willingness to put yourself in perhaps uncomfortable or atypical spots or energy because it's necessary for growth. You know, like your candidness, your honesty. You know, Gemini, some people keep quiet because it's easy to maintain the status norm, right? Like as long as you adhere to the same schedule, Gemini, as long as you are with the same people, as long as you stay in the same role, Gemini, things can continue indefinitely as long as everyone understands we all walk 2 steps left every single day. And Gemini, the person who says, well, maybe walking 2 steps left was fine yesterday, but today it's not. You know, the person who goes and is that catalyst for change, that catalyst for review, that catalyst for seeing things in a different way. Some people appreciate that, Gemini, that courage to step out of line, that courage to change. Some people are threatened by it. What I see here, Gemini, is precisely, thank you, Michael, is precisely an offer that's coming your way precisely because you are unafraid to go and make the changes that are necessary for growth. That's a secret Gemini should know. Let's go on to our next air sign. Thank you for the like. That would be, let's do Aquarius. We'll do Aquarius and then we'll do Libra and we'll go on to water. But right now we're in Aquarius. Aquarius, I could have sworn I had my tincture somewhere. I do. Let that sound out for a moment. Still is slightly ringing. Okay. So a secret Aquarius should know. Aquarius is somehow, let's see, move these things over. A secret Aquarius should know. In these cards, I can be a bit rougher with them. Aquarius, I have strength and I have 6 of cups. Someone's been thinking quite heavily, Aquarius. Someone's been moving towards what they love, Aquarius. Someone had a set of values, a set of dreams, Aquarius, that they pursued or at least explored, Aquarius. And those dreams have changed a little bit, Aquarius, as they've gone out and reaped whatever this knowledge gained has been. Because 7 of Pentacles in this energy, Aquarius, is knowledge gained. Of course, Star card is Aquarian energy, but it's sort of buried under these other signs. Really what we're talking about are the initial motivations for us to go and push outside of our comfort zones, Aquarius. Someone pushed out of their comfort zone, and with what they learned, Aquarius, they had to go and think about that. They had to digest that, Aquarius. Came to a new set of ideas and motivations, Aquarius. Ace of Swords, 6 of Cups, and Strength, Aquarius. Precisely because of what happened in the past, Aquarius, how their values have grown and changed, Aquarius. And I do see change here with Ace of Swords. You know, there's definite changes coming on here, Aquarius. Is this continuing the status norm because of what was previously cultivated? Relationships, ideas, hopes, dreams, and digging one's feet down in that direction, clawing and holding on to that, Aquarius. Or Aquarius, is this realizing that it's time to let go of what was valuable before, because there are more important things now realized to cherish? We definitely have here, Aquarius, values. And we definitely have here, Aquarius, cherishing. The strength, Aquarius, to protect what's important to you. But also here what we have, Aquarius, in this energy is having a really clear understanding of why it's important and why it's valuable. Not necessarily choose something in this energy, Aquarius, that's valuable because it has a monetary value. We're talking about sentimental weight here, Aquarius. Energies coming up here most prominently. Well, we have some Leo. We have some Scorpio. We did have those other signs, but I'm not really going to read that much into it, but we can say there's some Libra energy in there. See that there's some themes coming up here, Aquarius. Let's find out more. So a secret Aquarius should know. I have Page of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Fool. I do read my Fools as Aquarius. Another Six of Cups. A secret you should know, Aquarius. I actually feel this is your secret. Aquarius, I don't see a ghost haunting you. Are you haunted by any particular type of ghost, Aquarius, that come perhaps in the quiet moments of the day? Page of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Fool speaks of peace being made, Aquarius, with any sort of loose ends from the past, any sort of ties, Aquarius, that you don't necessarily have to go and maintain and honor just simply because of the time or the connection that was made here. What I have here, Aquarius, for you, Page of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Fool. I have a whole new beginning here, Aquarius, for you to start building out what you value. Not because of your own ideas, without influence from external sources at its highest level, at its most purest message here, Aquarius. What I see here, Aquarius, a secret you should know is that everything that you have gained up to this point is now going to be a very strong cornerstone, Aquarius, for you to go and build the next phase of you. And what I see here, Aquarius, is the capacity for it to be startlingly different than what you have been building, working with, and towards prior with the Fool and King of Pentacles. I see a chapter, Aquarius, that will be written in ways that not even you yourself a year ago imagined. A secret you should know, Aquarius. I see experiences and I want to say honor too, Aquarius. I see honor gained, new experiences, and a new way of operating that hasn't even entered your mind yet, or your vision yet. True innovations coming your way, Aquarius. And a different metric system for success. Signs here, Aquarius, I have a lot of court cards. I have strong Scorpio. It's a transformation of your attachments. And if you are Aquarius, you find yourself as well even going back to old familiar haunts, Aquarius, but how you interact with those old familiar haunts will be quite different, radically different. A welcome change. Let's go into Libra. That would be a Libra sun, moon, rising. Libra 8th house, Libra 12th house. What do I have for Libra? A secret. What's a secret Libra should know? Someone's planning on change, Libra. Not going to be turned down from their current course of action, Libra. Someone's determined, Libra, to make things colorful, Libra. Someone's determined to spice things up, Libra. It's almost like shooting themselves in the foot, Libra, adding more to the work, Libra, but it's necessary, Libra. This has been in the works for a while, Libra. I will read out signs here, Libra. I have some Cancer. I have some Sagittarius. I have some Scorpio. And I have a whole lot of determination here with a King of Swords, flanked by stubborn, Ten of Wands, stubborn, Chariot, and how could I describe the Tower in a word? One of the energies with Tower, what it's kind of like, Libra? If you can't swim and you had a choice between jumping in the water that was an inch, or let's say when you stand on tippy toes, maybe like 5 inches deeper than your height. Or if you had the chance to go and can't swim and you just go and jump into something that's 20 feet deeper than your height, right? It's all like head is going to be over your water and you can't swim. A Tower energy is like if the water is going to be over your head, let's make it deep, right? Let's go all in. Anyway, Libra, secret you should know, somebody has some action planned around you. Could be messy action, not necessarily the cleanest action. Determined, Libra, even if they themselves step on their own feet. I have the Sun. 10 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is the catalyst actually in here too, Libra. All this happened, all this movement happened precisely because of what happened in the past. Libra, I want to say someone's bringing something to you. I don't know if they're bringing something actually tangible to you, Libra, or they're bringing information to you, Libra. Libra, a secret you should know. You're getting some truth coming to you, something that you should have heard much sooner. I also have here Leo, Virgo. Well, we have a lot of signs here. We have a strong predominance of Sagittarius energy and Scorpio energy here, Libra. And that energy could be found in their places of secrets themselves, 8th house, 12th house, and moon. And Libra, somebody here, you're going to be hearing information that you should have heard sooner. Something that happened in the past and yet has been swirling around you sooner. You're going to hear some surprise and clarity that this information, Libra, is going to help you be in a stronger position once you get it. Libra, in this energy, it very well could be related to your family. I want to say too, Libra, in this energy, very well could be related to health. Maybe not necessarily your health, but it could be the health of a dear one, or some sort of actions that will be taken, Libra, that will affect the physical health of a dear one, even if that dear one is you. Definitely someone close to you. Libra, you're going to be getting necessary information. Could have gotten that information soon, Libra, but you'll be getting it now, and there'll be plenty of time, Libra, for you to move accordingly. Quite accordingly. That's a secret Libra should know. Shall we go on to water? I think we will. Let's check out water. I believe we are in Pisces season. What is it, the 25th today? I've been counting my days by snow days. Thank you for the like. So with snow days, like a couple of days ago, there was, well, last week there were 32 inches of snow. This weekend there was about 15 inches of snow. This morning there were 5 inches of snow. That's how I've been counting my days, not necessarily Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or the 24th, the 25th, the 23rd. No, it's by snow. Anyway, let's go on to Pisces. Pisces, which will close out winter for us with Pisces season. Well, maybe not quite, considering that, enough, right? Pisces doesn't necessarily bring in spring, but it does close out winter. A secret Pisces should know. High Priestess is Piscean energy. With the Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Wands. This affects stability, Pisces. Things are in flux, Pisces. It's almost like overbearing energy, Pisces, but nothing you can't handle in this energy. Nothing that you can't address, should address, is necessary to address with 4 of Wands here, Pisces. Things are in flux. Things are in flux in a major scale, Pisces. Pisces, with your, I don't know whether to say your routine or your life right now. You definitely are being influenced or governed by larger forces that are kind of outside of your control or influence. You are being influenced rather by them. In this energy, Pisces, you could find yourself influenced perhaps by your neighborhood, by your work, by the weather, by family, by the economy, by reputation. You know, things that are outside of your control and things that are generated not just by one other person, but several other people. That's the kind of energy that's here, Pisces. And also, too, in this energy, Pisces, with Hierophant and High Priestess, it's like, Pisces, you are part of society, are part of this collective, part of this social group, Pisces, but only so far and only so much. In other words, Pisces, you are not really part of this matrix. You are currently involved in interacting with this matrix, Pisces, but you still have one foot out. You're not under the left, right march that everyone else is going to, Pisces. Perhaps what everyone else would like you, Pisces, to do the same similar march to the same cadence, the same way that they are. You only do just as much as necessary as required, Pisces. And they know that, Pisces. Energy's coming up here, Pisces. Well, you know, the High Priestess, as I said, I see her as a Pisces energy, Piscean. We could say water. Hierophant is Taurus. If anybody would like personal readings, that would be after I do the collective reading. So I would appreciate if you waited until that, because I am setting aside time, and I'm on the East Coast rather. So for me, it's almost 1 a.m. in the morning. I do start my day at a normal time like everyone else. At like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I'm working. So I set aside this time specifically for the collectives, for the collective readings. But if anyone would like to donate and help support the channel through a personal reading, that would be after I do the collective readings. You can also become a member, and there are benefits to becoming a membership for $10, in which I will open up a personal question poll for that. But for these, yeah, right. Well, I'm doing, and this is just in general, when I do collective readings or the main topic, it's the main topic until I'm done. So, Pisces. Let's find out some more. I have Knight of Swords. Well, for these readings, typically it takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours with the collective readings. Right now I've done 4 signs, and it's been 34 minutes. And I'm not even past the 4th sign of Pisces. So you can come back later and ask for and see, or you can email me. But yeah, I do ask that when I do these readings, the collective readings, that you please wait until I'm done. You can also email me at mystic.galaxy.moons@gmail.com, and we can go from there. So I'm actually going to do this for a second. And we'll get back into Pisces. So Pisces, I have Knight of Swords and the Fool. Ace of Pentacles. With an 8 of Wands. Okay, well, at a nutshell, Pisces, a secret you should know. Whatever bureaucratic issues that you've been dealing with, whatever greater those environmental, more than one person type of issues that you have been forced to march to, at least to some extent, Pisces, that's changing for you. You have some big changes coming, Pisces. Whatever you have been dealing with right now, Pisces, that's going to flip. For instance, Pisces, if you have been marching soon, okay, Chi-Chi. Sometimes it's like that. My cat's like, you're talking to the wall. Yes, I am talking to the wall. Pisces, with the full 8 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, there's a change coming up, Pisces, a radical change turning around. Things can be changing for you quite radically, Pisces, starting in the spring or within a month, which actually is kind of the same energy, isn't it, Pisces? When the change starts happening, Pisces, they're going to be happening quite quickly, Pisces. And yeah, actually, I see change happening right around the corner. Whatever. Oh, what I was trying to say before, with whatever you have been marching to or being forced to go and match the cadence of the environment that you're in. If you've been seeing blue, Pisces, soon you're going to be seeing yellow. And Pisces, if you have been marching before, soon you're going to be skipping, right? It's going to be that sort of radical change, Pisces. If you've been eating grapes, you're going to be eating kiwis, okay? Although it's still a type of berry, but you get the idea. It's going to be quite different. When that change happens, Pisces, it's going to happen quite quickly. I do say within a month. Within a month, expect some significant changes, and everything's just going to crescendo and fall into place. Things will happen very, very fast, and it's a real change, Pisces. It's going to require you to have faith, Pisces, too, in the movements that you do. There's not much planning here, Pisces, that's going to be available for you. You are going to have to go and trust either to make the most of this opportunity that's coming your way. It's not necessarily something that you can think about and say, maybe let me think about it for a month or so. In this energy, Pisces, you won't have that much time to think about it, but it will be a good change. It is something you can trust. Let's go on to, signs, Pisces. I think I said I read the Fools as Aquarius. I also have some Capricorn. I have some Sagittarius energies. But, more than that, Pisces, we're talking about a radical change coming up. A good change coming up. One that you'll have to trust you have to trust the fact that you're getting an opportunity to change your routine, because it's not something necessarily you can plan for and build out. Let's go on to the next water sign. That would be let's do Cancer. That would be a Cancer sun, Cancer moon, Cancer rising, Cancer 8th house, Cancer 12th house. Cancer, let's go and see what is a secret. Cancer should know. Well, Sprinkle, there's a lot of things going on with Pisces world. You know what I think ultimately, though, the thing is with Piscean energy? You guys are everyone else is just lagging behind with Pisces. That's the thing. Pisces energy is very advanced, very forward thinking, very fast moving. Pisces energy not only can imagine, ideate. I'm saying the word wrong. Well, the ideation. But Pisces can also build out their ideas. But in order to do that, Pisces needs a certain amount of foundation and so forth and so on. And to change, to be the catalyst for change is scary for people. To set the bar higher than what it was before is scary for people. To do things differently than what was done before is scary for people. And I think that's ultimately one of the undercurrents that's always going through Piscean energy. Pisces energy is where, it's a dreamer energy. Everybody that has the Piscean placements, especially strong Piscean placements, you are like the visionaries. That's where your dreams are. That's where your expansion is. That's where you can go and pull out the ether. And if you focus on it, create reality from it. But again, change is scary. And not everyone has the faith and courage to invest in the unknown. Yeah, I mean, there's other currents going on in Pisces, but that's, I think, the strongest one, or one of the strongest ones with Piscean energy. You know, every sign has their gifts, and that's definitely one of the gifts of Pisces. So let's go on to Cancer. Oops, that was a bit loud. Apologies for that. That would be a Cancer sun, moon, Cancer rising. I laugh because for me, when I feel Cancerian energy, Cancer operates a bit differently than Pisces. A bit differently than Pisces. All right, so Cancerian collective. What is a secret Cancer should know? I have the star Cancer with 7 of Pentacles. You know, it's interesting, Cancer, because, well, you know, even if we just look numerically for a second, 17 with the vibration of the star card, that's a 1 and a 7. Sevens may be relevant to you, but you could also think about the sevens as a starting point to go into the vibration of 8. And the 8 is where destiny happens, fate happens, change happens, things that are meant to be, things that have to be arise. Also, too, in the energy of sevens, Cancer, this is the energy of knowing. Sevens themselves are a state of flux. Sevens and fives, big states of chaotic flux. You know that in this energy, it's something internal with sevens. Internally, you know that there are things that are dissatisfactory, things that you really want, you have to strive for. There are changes that you need to make in order to have to make them happen. And what exactly are those elements, Cancer, that you need to either let go of or obtain in order to make the important things that grow in your head happen? And that's why I find this energy interesting with 7 of Pentacles and the star, especially thinking about the vibration of sevens and the fact that we have here literally what has been gained at this point, Cancer, to make your dreams or the important dreams happen, the important goals happen. What is needed right now? What needs to be either let go of or obtained to have success happen? That is a question going on in your energy, Cancer. Now, whether this is you or someone around you, Cancer, someone is definitely wondering what kind of steps do they need to take, Cancer, in order to make some big changes happen. Big changes, Cancer. Somebody wants big changes, and the changes they've gotten so far are little potato chips, Cancer. Little fragile, crackly things that fall apart so easily, Cancer. And what they want, Cancer, are mountains, asteroids, you know, huge things, Cancer. Huge, permanent, big bang, big change, unmovable change here. Not just getting glimpses of it. Not just incremental building up things, Cancer, like a penguin grabbing little stones to build a nest. Cancer, let's find out more in this energy. Primary energy so far, Cancer, we have star and we have, star. We have Aquarius and we have Taurus. Don't they say too that there's an alignment that happens with Taurasian and Aquarian energy? I believe those are one of the placements that some astrologists say that gravitate towards each other. I actually see a different type of energy though, with Taurasian energy gravitating towards it, but that's another subject. But yeah, I have Taurus and I have Aquarius. Cancer, if you have Taurus energy as well, in here you may be dealing with someone with prominent energies of that, but I am going to say, Cancer as well, if you have Taurus energy, there's something about your Taurus energy that, do I say people judge you by? Maybe judging isn't the right word, but it's not that far away. There's something, if you have Taurus placements, those Taurus placements are precisely why people either gravitate towards you or they pull back, or perhaps Taurus, or perhaps Cancer, or perhaps Cancer, those Taurus placements are where people assume you are a certain way, and then they get to know you a little bit more and they find out that it's different. Though that Taurus energy is where they have perceptions of you, and they find out after a period of time it's not so. Something around that energy. Something to think about. In fact, I could say too, Cancer, if you have Aquarian energy, that could be the same for that too. Something about this energy, it's flipped between what people perceive of you, and then as they get to know you, that changes. Anyway, I have 4 of Wands, Chariot, which is Cancerian energy, and a Page of Cups. Oh, essentially, Cancer, a secret you should know. I have business. Maybe not necessarily business in a code of professionality and loafers, whatever, loafers, flats, so-called dress code, Cancer. But I have business in the fact that now's the time. I have directness here, Cancer, enough time being spent. I still see directness, but it's like perhaps that wasn't effective. So a couple things are going on here, Cancer. I feel like, first of all, the era that you're moving into. Okay, here's the first thing, Cancer, a secret you should know. The era you're moving into, what people reveal to you is 100% true. And I feel like in this energy, it's not going to take much time for them to show you how authentic they are or how crappy they are. It should happen really, really fast in this energy, Cancer. You should know exactly who you're dealing with, exactly their range of capacity, and how you should handle them accordingly, Cancer. The little signs, Cancer, should go and reveal so much, and it should happen really on the onset. Cancer, I also see a lot of movement towards you. That movement, things are being revealed to you, will be revealed to you very quickly, Cancer, because you're meant to pivot. You're not meant to go and give time, space, waste time and space with useless things, Cancer. You have somewhere you have to be. The pathway is opening up for you to achieve that. Cancer, I still see a bit of time here in this energy. I see months in getting to where you need to go, but I do see you making significant strides, big movements in in the months upcoming, but nothing necessarily that happens like that, Cancer, because you have ground you need to cover. So that's, first of all, I think, a secret you should know, Cancer. There's some other things I see here as well. I do see people coming with good intentions. I think you should be able to go and tell out who they are rather quickly, Cancer. But I feel the most pertinent message for you is for you not to get distracted with the people that you're dealing with, and for you to move in the direction that you see opening up for you, even if even if things are opening up by way of other things closing down, because you have places you need to go, Cancer, and you have steps you need to take. And Cancer, if you sit and wait on a bench or sit and give time to elements that aren't where your North Star is, Cancer, isn't where your life goals are, Cancer, isn't where your hopes and dreams are, Cancer, it's going to take that much longer to get there. You need to be focused, Cancer, and really, the first whiff of something smelling sour or stinky, drop it. Because you are not yet where you need to be, Cancer. You have a bit of time and steps to get there. But those steps are going to open up for you, Cancer. But their effort for each step you take, a bit of energy to go and achieve each milestone. Something you very easily can do, as long as you don't get bogged down with any sort of the environment or people or situations, etc. at each step. Remember, Cancer, in this energy, I see at least I feel like it's not saying next year, but I feel like this is definitely saying 4 months, saying like months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, something like that. You have a little period of time. You have a chunk of time. You have a couple stops to make. And each one will leave you faster and faster to where you need to go. Cancer, you're not very far off. And I feel for that reason too, people are going to show you in an instant just how full of crap they are, excuse my language, Cancer, or just how authentic they are. And that's precisely, Cancer, for you to go and treat them to the quality of person that they are, if you get what I mean. Hello, thank you for the like. Oh, I didn't say signs, Cancer, but Cancer, this is more, I see you going through a group of people, Cancer. And as I said, I see communication being very blunt and obvious for you, that you can tell who is good and who is bad. Literally, black, white, wrong, right, or bad, good type of energy. Very cut and dry. People will reveal their goodness or their badness right away. Their shadow sides and their bright sides. I almost want to say too, with the Star and Seven of Pentacles, their pettiness and their generosity. And ultimately too, Cancer, let me say, Star, Chariot, your generosity is pretty expensive, Cancer. That's why you can't get bogged down with giving people time if they don't match your level of openness. Let's go on to the next water sign. That would be I see. Let's see. Oh, Sprinkle, then you should definitely, if you're still around, you should get one of these. These are called tinctures. And the interesting thing about tinctures is that they call. Sometimes you can hear them on like Buddhist ceremonies and so forth, but these are precisely what you would use to call in the ether. I believe too, depending on where you look, you can find them anywhere for like maybe $5, and they go up. You can find them on different scales too. And you can think about it as well. If you're interested in these, as I said, they start off at a pretty reasonable price point. If you want to look into these for yourself, you can think about either through your zodiac sign, for instance, your sun sign or your moon sign, whichever ones you want to explore. You can think about that. Each sign, zodiac sign, has a specific scale, a specific harmonic that we resonate to. And you could start, for instance, looking at the zodiac sign that your sign would go to and pick up like tingsha, for instance, in that scale. You could also think about it by thinking about the chakras and what kind of chakra would you like to go and strengthen. And each chakra, just like it's associated to a color, it's also associated to a note. You can go and start building that out through notes based on the chakra. You want your throat chakra, you want your third eye, you want your root chakra, etc. Things like that. And yes, 5s and 7s. I actually think 5s and 7s are very interesting energies, although they're chaotic. These are actually covers that I made for my singing bowls, but they're also portals that I do my readings on. And when I made them to the vibrations of 5s and 7s. There's like certain elements that I did on here, even, it's a 5 petaled flower. This one has a 7 petaled flower. But I do things, especially since it's all about movement and clarity. When I make things, I make them in vibrations of 7s and 5s. But anyway, hello, Chelsea. Let's go and check out Scorpio. So that would be a Scorpio sun, a Scorpio moon, a Scorpio rising. Scorpio 8th house, native house of Scorpio, Scorpio 12th house. What do we have for the Scorpio collective? A secret Scorpio should know. Six of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. Scorpio, you should not be bothered by anything right now. You have you have some success coming, Scorpio. You've been spoken about favorably, Scorpio. You have a good reputation going about you, Scorpio. Maybe it hasn't reached your ears yet, Scorpio. Maybe it has. But there are good things going about you, Scorpio. There are promotions or bonuses or boons or what have you, Scorpio, coming your way. People are coming to you, going to offer you things, Scorpio. Some people may hear of that as well, may feel that as well, Scorpio. 7 of Swords, 4 of Cups, Ace of Swords. This is someone who definitely, or people, Scorpio could say people, who are either aware, they're aware of what's coming your way, how you project yourself, how you've been received, how you are perceived. Received, perceived, both are relevant. You have good news coming your way, Scorpio. Not everyone is happy about it, Scorpio. But they know, Scorpio, you are shining in a specific way, Scorpio, and they can't help but notice, can't help but watch. Anticipate, Scorpio, how it's going to all unfold for you, Scorpio. Very public energy here, Scorpio. Not public necessarily by your choosing, Scorpio. You have a little bit of commotion by you, Scorpio. A good sort of commotion. Good sort of commotion. Energies coming up here, Scorpio. Primarily, I have Leo and I have Capricorn. In the background, I have some Aquarius, some Cancer, some Libra, which I feel primarily, Scorpio, we're talking about people watching your business. People hearing things about you, you're getting attention. It's reaching the ears of others, Scorpio. You have success coming your way, Scorpio. You are being favorably received, Scorpio. You put the work in for it, Scorpio. One could say maybe even two, you've been working hard on it, Scorpio. Strong Piscean energy here, Scorpio. Something could be coming in the bonus for in the form of a Pisces. Could also be dealing with right now relevant time, Scorpio, as we are in Piscean season. But this is also, Scorpio, removing the energy of a person or place, removing nouns, proper nouns from this, Scorpio. We're talking about something you've been waiting for, and it's coming your way, something that will make you very happy. Something, Scorpio, I dare say you deserve. At least in this energy, you deserve. That Queen of Wands, I don't normally get reversals. I feel I read the cards enough. Messages come to me clear enough without the need for reversals. Queen of Wands here in this energy. Well, it's like there's nothing you can do. Everything's already been stated. Things are happening without your movement, without your input. Things have been taking a life of its own. Of course, death is Scorpio energy. Scorpio, a secret you should know. Well, first of all, people are talking about you, Scorpio. I think that Scorpio, they're anticipating, they're hearing some plans being made your way, for your way. It's not necessarily like things you have right now, Scorpio, but things that are building up for you, and that they know, Scorpio, give it a little bit of time, and the evidence of good things are going to be quite obvious to all. Eyes are on you, Scorpio. I feel like saying a promotion, an upgrade, something of that level, something prominent, something public is going to happen for you. That's what my cat says. Wow. Foghorn echoing in the night. Yeah, Scorpio, you don't even have to do anything. It's out of your control. It's a good thing, Scorpio. Secret you should know. Scorpio, here's a secret you should know also too. Whatever you've been pushing for and waiting for, Scorpio, you've done enough. Sit back, Scorpio, and see where your previous efforts will get you. Because right now, Scorpio, the results you want to see are in other people's hands. And trust, Scorpio, they are working to make it happen. You have some public success coming your way. People are watching you. You have some sort of vindication, Scorpio, that you have been pushing for, working for, expecting. And now, Scorpio, there's no more need for you yourself to go and build it out, labor for it. Other entities, other people, other situations have taken that momentum, Scorpio, and they will push that success towards you. And I do feel like it's being spoken about and planned already. Outside of your ears. Let's go and see. All my cats are meowing. The last one meowing is a Scorpio. That's a Scorpio meow. Sometimes, though, I've been thinking his meows sound like turkey gobbles. They sound like bird calls. Like, not that I've heard a turkey gobble, and not like I've watched YouTube videos out there. I mean, I know I've heard of turkey gobbles, but I haven't really focused on it. But I think that if I've been thinking that turkey gobbles, I think, sound like him. Didn't sound like a cat. Sounds like some screechy bird. All right, let's go on to our next sign. We did air. We did fire. No, we didn't do fire. Shall we do fire? We did water. We did air and water. Shall we do fire? Let's see. If we did fire, shall we start off with Aries? I know I did an Aries astrological note earlier. I forgot completely what it's about. So Aries, if you have any prominent Aries placements, you can go and check out that astrological note. I do believe I did another astrological note. I try and space them out, but somehow 2 Aries astrological notes just slipped out, I think a couple days ago too. I try and mix them all around. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So Aries. A secret Aries should know. That would be an Aries sun, moon, rising, Aries, 12th house, Aries, 8th house. Seven of Wands, Aries, Judgment, Aries. Hold your position, Aries. Hold your ground, Aries. Don't allow yourself to be influenced, Aries, by anything other than what you feel, what you want in your heart, Aries, in your core, Aries. The wind, Aries, is strong, Aries, to require you, Aries, to meet it with equal resistance, stronger resistance, Aries. You're meant to be strong, Aries. It's necessary, Aries. King of Wands, Devil, with Judgment. You need to be strong, Aries. Situation out there, Aries, trying to corrode you, Aries. One half of it is trying to corrode you, but in actuality, Aries, it's here. Hello. And thank you for the like, Yolanda. But in actuality, Aries, this is precisely to make you strong. It's necessary, Aries, for you to be strong. Some people, Aries, they don't have to be strong in the ways that you have to be strong, Aries. You have to meet your challenges, Aries. You have to stand your ground, Aries. You can't necessarily, Aries, in this energy, even be duplicit in this energy, Aries. You can't even briefly go and make people think, oh, yeah, I believe, I follow, I like. Aries, with you are the ones who show just that not everyone can be manipulated, or not everyone, well, let me put it this way, Aries, not everyone takes the easy way out, even if it's difficult. Anyway, Aries, and essentially this energy that I have here is talking about your strength. And a lot of strength you have, Aries. You have gained that strength, Aries, precisely. Oh, Aries, you have been frozen and you have been burned, Aries. Aries, very strong energy here, Aries. And you've gained that strength every single instance. Chi-chi. Chi-chi is not an Aries. He's that Scorpio we were speaking about. Page of Swords. Let's see what else we have for Aries. Queen of Swords. King of Pentacles. Aries. I don't know how you feel about this message, Aries. Six of Cups, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, under a Seven of Wands, and Justice, or not Justice, Judgment. A secret you should know, Aries. Well, you leave quite the strong impression, Aries. When you are out of a situation, when you say goodbye and it finally ends, you are not dealing with them. Aries, you linger on in their heads. That space you operate, Aries, vibrates and shimmers with the residue of your energy. Aries, your ghost, your shadow, your residual energy, your memory, your words, all that stuff, Aries, gains a life of its own to the people, Aries, no longer around you. And because of that, Aries, I know that we're getting into Mercury retrograde, which is when past conversations, past people can pop up, Aries. But in this energy, I do see people, past situations, past things coming up for you, Aries. If you choose to give it space, Aries, the reason why they're reaching out to you is precisely because you would not bend, would not play along. Somewhere along the line, Aries, when you said, that's my cutoff, I only go up to this point and no further. When you did that, Aries, you left quite the impression, Aries. I have re-engagement coming your way, Aries. I have re-engagement coming, Aries, but ultimately it's going to be more of the same, Aries. It's not like necessarily the situations that you left have improved or changed in ways that you want it to. I have the same situation coming back with the same conditions to re-engage you in the same way, Aries, if you accept it, if you want it. And ultimately, Aries, it's going to be taking 10 steps back to where you were than where you are right now, Aries, even if you are, Aries, a bit uncomfortable. Because that uncomfortableness, Aries, is precisely where you get your strength and your growth. And growth tremendously strong in ways that no one else can achieve, Aries, unless they go through the same type of discomfort. And the people reaching out to you, Aries, have not experienced that strength of character, that harsh wind like you have. That's a secret you should know, Aries. You're having some reoccurrences from the past coming back, and they offer you the same, conditions, benefits, etc., that they offered you before, Aries. And Aries, now that's far beneath you. In fact, Aries, I would say, if you did give it time in this energy, gave them time, gave them space in this energy, Aries, the patience that you had when you were dealing with whatever those circumstances are, you don't have even 25% of the same amount of patience. I should have said signs. Well, Aries, you can take it back and see. My cat going meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Let's go and check out Sagittarius. It should be like mystic moons and the meows. Some channels are like that. I actually do have a short that I called Madame May with one of my cats. And actually, I can get him to pull cards. But anyway, be like, get your reading by Chi Dun. Now that can be a free reading. Everybody can just come in and say, meow once for yes, meow twice for no. Anyway, let's go on to a Sagittarius. A secret Sagittarius should know. I have the full Sagittarius. I have Two of Cups, new meeting Sagittarius. Strong Aquarius energy here, Sagittarius. Did a meeting already happen, Sagittarius, with somebody with significant Aquarian energy, maybe during Aquarius season, or has something pivotal changed, Sagittarius, in your ether and someone else's ether, Sagittarius, wheels of fate churning for a meeting to happen, Sagittarius. This is definitely a new meeting, Sagittarius. This is ideas too, Sagittarius. So many new ideas coming up in this partnership. Should excite you, Sagittarius. I know we have that Lovers card peeking out here. But you know what else? If we were to read this a little bit broadly, Sagittarius, step away from professional or personal and public type of connections. Sagittarius, if we were to take a step further back in this energy, what I have here, Sagittarius, are ideas, feelings, wants, wishes, desires, Sagittarius, that haven't even been thought of yet. You haven't even given yourself the space and had the courage, for fear of disappointment, Sagittarius, to think about, to want, to imagine. I see, Sagittarius, something coming that brings imagination and color to you, Sagittarius. I see someone, a catalyst in this energy, Sagittarius, coming towards you, allowing you, Sagittarius, to dream and hope and believe in another. Now, Sagittarius, this is someone who, I see this meeting, a secret you should know. This is a new person, Sagittarius. This person doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. This could be friendship, Sagittarius. But this person, no doubt, Sagittarius, is someone who shares the same soul dust as you. The same stardust that gives you your glitter, Sagittarius. That person has that same stardust in them. This is someone's, Sagittarius, that you resonate with. You will resonate with. You resonate and expand together, Sagittarius. Strong Aquarian energy here, Sagittarius, with some Cancer. Let's find out more. I have Hanged Man. I have Knight of Cups. Excuse me, Knight of Pentacles. I laugh because to me, well, both of these denote time. That's why I laugh. They're very long, drawn out energy, Sagittarius. I don't know what your timing is, how you feel about timing. Some people can take forever, Sagittarius, and they're fine with it. Some people cannot. That's long, drawn out energy. I am someone who, I consider myself patient, but I don't care to be. That's a long time. That's why I laughed. Oh, a long time, Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, if I was to use a colloquial slang, I would say, oi. Oh, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I do hope you have some placements in there that make you patient. Because otherwise, Sagittarius, this is an eternity. What have you been waiting for, Sagittarius, for an eternity? Forever. The quality, Sagittarius, that you've been waiting for forever. The gains you've been waiting for, Sagittarius, forever. Also, too, in this energy, a little bit of being understood forever, Sagittarius, being supported properly, Sagittarius, someone who sees the same goals, values the same things in the same way, Sagittarius, someone who has courage and curiosity about the world, Sagittarius, in the same way, maybe someone who gets excited about the same things you do, the values that you have, Sagittarius, or the values you've gained. All that energy is here, Sagittarius, but with that Five of Pentacles buried in here, it's like there was really no one to bounce off that and grow that, Sagittarius. It was like you were looking one way and the people around you were looking every other way but your way. Or maybe people were there saying, oh yeah, that's interesting, but ultimately, Sagittarius, they didn't see the same vibrancy from certain points in the horizon, Sagittarius, like you see it. Your vision, Sagittarius, has not been shared by that many, Sagittarius. And a secret you should know, Sagittarius, I see a meeting coming up here, Sagittarius, and this ultimately is a person close to your heart. Now, we could say there are romantic overtones here, of course, but I do see someone who definitely first and foremost is your friend, and someone first and foremost, Sagittarius, who is excited about life in the same manner that you are. And you haven't been able to go and come across a person like that, Sagittarius, in a very long time, if ever, especially Sagittarius, as you have been growing and as you have been evolving. Let's put it that way. Anyway, Sagittarius, a secret you should know. I see a very important person coming into your life, bringing color to your life, Sagittarius. Someone who's going to want to go in the same direction that you are, Sagittarius. Definitely, Sagittarius, at its most basic energy, I have a great friend. I have, soulmate doesn't have to be romantic, Sagittarius. I have a soulmate coming to you. Someone who will share the same vision that you do. And you'll be able to go off and start pulling down some of those stars that you've seen in the sky together with Sagittarius. That's a secret you should know, Sagittarius. Well-deserved energy, Sagittarius. Waited for energy too, Sagittarius. Sign Sagittarius, I also have some Leo, Pisces, some more Aquarius, strong Aquarius, Sagittarius, and maybe some Scorpio. Strongest energy is definitely Aquarian energy. do Leo. See if I can't go and wrap this up a little faster, because I do want to get to the earth signs. So, Leo. A secret Leo should know. Leo, I have the Emperor with Page of Pentacles. Someone's coming to engage you, Leo. Maybe this person has been by themselves, Leo. Maybe you yourself have been by yourself. In this energy, Leo, well, someone has something valuable to share. Someone also wants something valuable in return. It's both. Energy is coming up here, Leo. I have some emperor. Yeah, I have some emperor. I have some earth. Well, if we looked a little further in the back, we do have some earth signs. We have predominant Aries, though. I definitely have something valuable to share with you, Leo. Definitely want something valuable in return, too. One could also say, with that Hermit, Queen of Cups energy, here's someone who, although they only partner so long, right? Their partnerships are short-lived, or they don't really trust the people who they partner outside of, a certain capacity, certain level, certain way. I have Hangman, I have Sun. I'm doing Leo, right? This was asking with that Sun popping up. Sun is Leo energy. Right, because I did Sagittarius, I did Aries, now I'm on Leo. Yeah, Leo. Cat meows too. Meow, meow. So a secret Leo should know. Someone's going to make an offer to you, Leo. Someone's going to make an offer to you, Leo, based on what they perceive your value to them is. Leo, they expect great things from you. They expect great things from you, and they expect you to give them even greater things in return, Leo. In this energy too, Leo, I want to say, Six of Wands is also Leo energy. I want to say, Leo, I would be someone's planning on making you an offer, Leo, and I feel like they would try and make you accept it or make you excited about it, Leo, by offering you more accolades and actually real tangibles. In other words, they can give you a really great title, Leo, or a promotion, Leo, and the money would not really be like they give you more clout, a great title, and sort of the minimal effort on what they would provide to you, Leo. So, Leo, here's my advice to you, a secret you should know. You have an offer coming your way, Leo. That person is going to flatter you. And that offer is going to sound really good. That position or whatever they're offering could also be really good too. But Leo, they're going to go and try and work on your recognition. And also to where this next step will place you. While, Leo, you're going to be a little undercut in what the compensation should be for you. Leo, somebody's going to offer you something and they're not going to go and give you the 100% of what you deserve. Chi-chi. That's something to keep in mind, Leo. You know, if someone compliments you, Leo, they should go and back that up, not so much with pretty words. And Leo, I do love words, but they should back up their appreciation, Leo, with some baubles that you can touch in your hands, Leo. If this is a job, Leo, they should show their appreciation with a pay raise equivalent of what they say they believe in and want from you. Leo, don't take on more of what's being offered to you just because someone is acknowledging how great you are, or they're flattering you, or giving you even more power. In this energy, Leo, I feel like it's primarily, we're talking about work, about dynamics of your public face, your work, your feels like work. It feels like your money. But it feels like here they're giving you more power and not necessarily the compensation that will come with that power, and the compensation that will come with the responsibility of what that power will require from you. A title that doesn't match its compensation is a bit of a shackle, Leo. Someone giving you something, Leo, with flattery, they could work you a lot more, Leo. And then another opportunity, Leo, that just pays you decently. There's something in that energy, Leo. Let's go on to the next sign. We'll go on to Earth. Shall we go on to... Let's go on to Virgo. Let's see, Virgo. Okay, Virgo. That would be a Virgo sun, Virgo moon. Thank you for the like. Virgo rising. Virgo 8th house. Virgo 12th house. Virgo. A secret a Virgo should know. We've seen this combination before, Virgo, and yes, I did indeed shuffle. Who was it that had this combination, Virgo? Was it Libra? I feel it wasn't, I don't think it was a water sign. I think it was an air sign. Virgo, if you have any air in your chart or dealing with an air sign, I recommend you go and just check it out. I completely forgot what sign it was. And I also completely forgot the message. But I just think it's worth it, Virgo, to go and check it out, because that was literally X amount of readings ago. So Virgo, what I have here again is intent. Thank you for the like. I have intent. To assuage, to soothe, to make better, to heal, how to rectify things, how to get things back to where they were, how to bring things back on track, how to move forward positively. That's the energy I have here, Virgo. Someone's in your energy pondering, how can I make things better? How can I take what happened and succeed? What elements do I have? What motions do I need to make to find success? I have a determined person in this energy, Virgo, who wants success. Energies primarily are Scorpio, but then we have some Taurus, we have some Leo energy in here, Virgo. Definitely someone trying to pull together their resources, Virgo, to succeed. Also, too, maybe in this energy, to succeed at any cost, any point. Keep what's valuable, grow value. Of course, Hermit is, if I'd say Virgo power. Hermit is Virgo energy. Page of Swords. Together with Hermit, Four of Wands, Queen of Wands. A missing link here, Virgo, a necessary link. Finding that right puzzle piece, Virgo, for the gap, a gap that exists, a gap that was created, one could say, in that energy with Temperance, Strength, and whatever that other card that was. I don't think I shuffled it back. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there was a gap here that was made. One could even say perhaps a boisterous move, or an assumption being made. Something was overlooked and therefore was not treated properly, one could say, in that energy, Virgo. Anyway, a gap was created. But right now, Virgo, in this energy, I have someone seeking, how can I fill up that gap? Is that coming back, Virgo? Perhaps to you, perhaps to the missing piece, Virgo, that was not there in the first place. Okay, Virgo, first of all, a secret you should know. I don't know who you may have separated from or left, but Virgo, someone who value was being added to this person's life, to this person's interest, to this person's business, to this person's, I already said the word life, that has left. And they are realizing how necessary that person was. And they are realizing that they need to go and fill up that role. Who to fill up that role is the question. I think in this energy too, Virgo, here's someone who's realizing a secret you should know is that what they had is not going to be so easy to replace. And also to Virgo, a secret you should know. Whatever you cut ties from, Virgo, there's a divergence of path. This person, Virgo, has their interests that they want to go and fulfill, but those interests, Virgo, are not the interest of the one who left. That was just a footstep, Virgo, for this person. Off to better things, Virgo, off to find their place. One could say in this energy too, with Virgo and Aries energy, I read my queens as cardinals. One could say in this energy, Virgo, shortly, someone's going to find their place, Virgo. And it's going to be a better place than what they left. That's a secret you should know. If you parted ways with someone, that gap is felt. And I see something much better coming in. Not too long now, Virgo, too. I see growth coming too. That's the biggest benefit of the one who left this endeavor. Growth is coming for you where you're meant to go, Virgo. Not meant to go and concern yourself with the dreams of another. All right. Let's go on to the next earth sign. Shall we do Capricorn? Let's see, Capricorn. That would be a sun, moon, rising. Capricorn, 8th house and 12th house. Oops. Let's see, Capricorn. A secret Capricorn should know. I have Empress for you, Capricorn. The Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Someone coming to engage you, Capricorn. Something to engage you, Capricorn. Something coming to captivate. Maybe your attention will be captivated. Maybe you are captivating someone, Capricorn. Well, someone's attention certainly is here, Capricorn. Their attention is here, Capricorn. Here's someone trying to stay on topic, Capricorn. It's like they have a point to prove, Capricorn. Maybe that point is getting attention themselves, Capricorn. They definitely would like to only see one thing, Capricorn, from that which they're gazing at. But unfortunately, Capricorn, while they're trying to focus on just one thing, they see everything positive to notice, Capricorn. Everything positive, Capricorn, that they cannot touch. They possibly will never experience the care of, be under the umbrella of, have the care of. Maybe they could, maybe they would not. Here is something, Capricorn, like if all you, Manus, quiet. She's going to give me one more meow. She's giving me that look. The look of, I'm going to do another meow. Those are Siamese, by the way, that you hear in the background. If anyone wants a Siamese, you will have Siamese meows at 2 a.m. in the morning for at least 20 years. Just to let you know, if you're thinking about getting one. Unless you think about it like they're opera singers, reincarnated opera singers. Anyway, Capricorn, what was I going to say about this Empress and Two of Pentacles? Well, here, basically, Capricorn, here's someone who wants to engage you. They want also attention, Capricorn. They do have one specific type of benefit they see, Capricorn, but ultimately, Capricorn, once they start seeing attributes, they can't help but notice more and more of them, more and give more credit than what they would like to, Capricorn. It's like seeing beauty, Capricorn. And I don't necessarily mean beauty that inspires attraction, but more like beauty that inspires wonderment, Capricorn. Like when you look outside the window, Capricorn, and you see a beautiful sunset, right? It's not necessarily attraction, but it's something much larger than that, right? It inspires a feeling. And Capricorn, that's what they get from start noticing the positives They notice that it goes outside of intelligence or attractiveness or responsible professionalism, what have you, right? Whatever, generosity, whatever sort of compliments may be in that energy. It's more about, they start seeing just how beautiful as a whole, Capricorn, you are, more than they'd like to admit. Anyway, Capricorn, here's someone looking at another with a whole lot of detail. They see a lot of beauty, Capricorn. More beauty than they intend to, Capricorn. I have Taurus here, Capricorn, if I didn't call that out. I have Taurus. Two of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. I have Six of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Someone's hard at work, Capricorn. Someone's working on making themselves impressive, Capricorn. Capricorn, someone has examined another a whole lot, Capricorn, and because they noticed that there was more than just one attribute being that their focus of their gaze had, right? Just more than, oh, that's a nice person. Oh, that person is attractive. Oh, that person is generous. Oh, that person is kind. Oh, that person is a lady, a gentleman, what have you, right, Capricorn? Somebody noticed one attribute, started noticing more attributes, and a secret you should know. I have someone, Capricorn, working on improving themselves. Not necessarily improving themselves, Capricorn, to become a better person per se, but to be more impressive themselves. The impressiveness, Capricorn, they see from you. They want other people to look at them and see something similar in them. Capricorn, I'm not going to call this competition. You can't really call competition if we're not dealing with equals. Capricorn, I have someone who noticed some epiphanies by examining another. And they realize that there are a lot of gaps that they themselves have and that they need to rectify. Capricorn, in this energy, a secret you should know. I dare say this person is still watching you. Maybe they're in communication with you, Capricorn. Maybe they're not, but I have somebody working hard because they themselves want to be a better person, a person that doesn't have to go and say, Capricorn, what their attributes are, but people just look and know. A little bit of a process here, Capricorn, for that person. That's a secret that you should know. As I said, it's not competition, Capricorn, if they're not your equal. But there is someone here, Capricorn, who's trying to reach a level, a platform similar to the one you were on. Now, at least you were on when they first started watching you. Energies, Capricorn, I have Leo, some Virgo. I have strong earth. Strong earth. And I have someone inspired. All the things you have, Capricorn, all the things they lack, Capricorn. And they realize that there's ultimately only one way to get it. And that's by earning it themselves. You're Pisces. Pisces, I believe, is the fourth reading done. So far we did air, and then we did water, and then we did fire. Now we're on earth. Now we're on the final sign. We did Virgo. We just did Capricorn. About to do Taurus. Been reading for an hour and 52 minutes. Taurus, how long will your reading be? Let's see. I don't necessarily plan on these readings being long. They just turn out that way. Maybe I'll just draw a few cards later for the next ones. We'll see. But it's what I feel like saying right now. Taurus. That would be a Taurus sun. Thank you for the like. Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising, Taurus 8th house, Taurus 12th house. The places of secrets, moon, 12th house, 8th house. Some people like to go and say that the rising signs are where you can go and find out your future placements. I really think it depends on your chart, though. Where are your energies predominantly placed? Even if you only have, let's say, let's say like 2 prominent placements for your energy, but maybe the degrees in which they're aspected in your chart is really strong, right? 0 degrees, for instance, are connected to some powerful placements. So that's why I encourage you to look at your natal chart and think about how you feel. Think about the trends that you've seen so far through your days, through your years. Think about the energies that are there. Because everybody's makeup is a bit different. And these readings, I encourage you to think about your natal chart and then what you feel and listen to the signs from there. So Taurus. Let's see, Taurus. What is a secret Taurus should know? I have Empress Taurus, which is Taurasian energy, with a Page of Pentacles. Gifts, Taurus. Invitations, Taurus. Cautious, Taurus. No one's making any firm or bold moves towards you, Taurus. Maybe no one's been making any significant moves that you would like to go and see, Taurus, to begin with 5 of Pentacles is Taurus energy, 9 of Swords. You hold yourself in a different energy, Taurus, and it could be in this energy too. Are people intimidated, Taurus? We definitely call upon people, Taurus, to get serious. Anyway, I have invitations coming to you, Taurus, invitations that you have not seen, or at least seen in a while. But I do think in this energy, the reason why that's been so, Taurus, well, just a larger presence. People have to approach in a certain type of energy, Taurus, or they're not approaching at all in the first place. Those are like popcorn. Let's see, I have Ace of Wands, Taurus. 3 of Swords, Taurus. 3s may be relevant. Empress is a vibration of 3. 3 of Wands is a vibration of 3. Let me see, 3 of Wands. 3 of Swords is a vibration of 3. And 3 of Cups is a vibration of 3. Well, a secret Taurus should know. I see invitations being made towards you, Taurus. People are going to move very gingerly towards you, Taurus. Those invitations are not going to quite seem like the invitations you seek or you want, Taurus. They're going to be lukewarm, Taurus. They're going to need time, Taurus. They're going to be afraid, Taurus, that you won't take them seriously, Taurus. And therefore, Taurus, are going to be desperate for their ego, for their, I don't know, lick their wounds type of energy, Taurus. They're going to be desperate to make sure that, well, I'm not like 100% all in with Taurus. I have to go and see how Taurus thinks, how Taurus feels, how Taurus something. They don't want to get hurt, Taurus. So they're going to move very, very cautiously. Very, very slowly. I see people starting things with you, Taurus, approaching you, Taurus. And they're going to know, Taurus, that you're such a heavyweight in your energy. And also, too, what you say, you actually mean. They're going to move slow. Taurus, I almost want to say a secret you should know. Don't put too much stock, Taurus, in what is approaching you at this point. Like, in other words, Taurus, I don't know, it's almost like it's better to have a large number of options, Taurus, and weed them out from there, Taurus. And I mean this too in work, because this is just how you present yourself publicly. So in that respect, it could be your friends, but it's also your work. I feel like just your social circles and how you move, how you are perceived is growing and expanding. But I also see people being threatened because they know that very easily the circle that you're in right now, you can just as easily transfer to another area, another circle. Right? There's no containing for you. And also, too, people can't make what they have to offer at this point, Taurus, appetizing for you once you get to know it, once you get to see it, perhaps once you start seeing the totality of what can be offered now. They can offer promises of more. But Taurus, if you were already, at a level 9 vibration. Didn't we have a level, a 9 in here? I think we did, Taurus. No, we didn't, but we sort of had the energy. Oh, we did. We had a 9, yeah. It's like, Taurus, when you have already passed through the stages of introduction, ideation, exploring, building, trial and error, etc., Taurus. And now all that you are just waiting for those final pieces and points to interlock into finality. Are you willing, Taurus, to go and wait for someone else to pull together their steps to reach when you're at a level 9? Or are you going to continue? Chi-Chi. Here, 1 minute. Come on, Chi-Chi. Doesn't he sound like a bird? I think he does. And he's incredibly spoiled. I have spoiled cats. I had someone once who told me a couple years ago, oh, you're lucky you have cats. They don't need much attention and they're quiet. I'm like, you can hear my cat outside on the sidewalk. Inside the house, that's how loud their voices are. You can hear them down the edge of the block. They're anything but quiet, anything but aloof. And if you're not necessarily looking at, very Velcro. But they are also leash trained. And I do take them around with me, so that's probably part of the reason. Anyway, Taurus, a secret you should know. I see lots of opportunities coming your way. I do see the number 3 is definitely relevant for you. I see social circles coming to you. I also see that not all social circles will be for you. I see smaller energies, Taurus, taking their time. Perhaps lots of things in this energy, Taurus, require time. And I think, Taurus, it's because ultimately it's like your maturity is more advanced than the people around you. Your capacity, your perception, your ability, things like that. How you conduct yourself also too. How, if you choose to, you can win people over. So therefore, a secret you should know. Don't get too tied up in the people that are coming your way. Instead, Taurus, use this opportunity. By the way, Hangman goes down to another vibration of 3, being 12. Now is not a time, Taurus, for you necessarily to commit to any particular social circle. So I mean that in terms of personal relationships, professional relationships. Now is the time, Taurus, for you to go and see the full scope of what's being offered to you likewise. Now is the time, Taurus, for you to be the social butterfly. Because I see you basically overshadowing a lot of the connections you meet when they get to know you a bit. All right, that's a caveat for you to go and keep in mind, Taurus. So keep that in mind as you work through people, Taurus. I see all this very delicate energies. They need time to grow confidence. If they're able to grow confidence in the first place, Taurus. And I think that's simply because you're just large. You're a large Taurus. Taurus, I do see connections coming your way, but in a bit of time after you go through social circles. Lots of 3s, Taurus, lots of people. Lots of people you have to go through. It's going to be a little different than what you have been going through, Taurus. And don't put any high expectations on what they say they're going to do, Taurus. Take it at surface level, what's actually being produced. And also, too, Taurus, be free to be the one to keep them waiting in whatever way that may be. That's what I see is necessary as well for your, well, I guess just your best positioning. Because I see ultimately a bit of time for what you want, what you truly want to come your way. Well, thank you everyone so much for the likes and support. If anyone would like to go and support the channel by becoming a member, $10 memberships are open. There are perks to becoming a member. One of them would be I would open up a members only live and some other things. But you'd also be helping support the work that's done at the channel and other collective messages that go out. If anyone has any comments, do please feel free to share. You can also check out the other readings that are done on the channel. And I think that's all I have to say at this point. Thank you so much for your time again. Oh, the comments. Let's see. What do I have here? Okay. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Glow. Oh, thank you, Eric. And yes, Sprinkle. And let's see. Hello, Chelsea. I have an Epstein. I think I've done 3 Epstein readings so far. No, I've done actually more. There's more readings. Earlier readings. I think there's a Is Epstein Really Dead? That's one to go and check out. The Epstein and Melania. There's a couple ones. There's a couple on Ghislaine as well. But apparently there's so much more to do. But, you know, I'll get to that. Yeah, so for a personal reading, that would be for 10 minutes, it would be $25. For 15 minutes, $37. And for a longer reading, that would be $50. And I can go and I prefer it through Cash App. Let me see if I can just post that in there. 1 minute. And also too, as I said, I will open up if you want to become a member. There'll be a members only poll, which I'll do. I'll set up one either like at least once a month, in which there'll be questions there too. You could ask. Let me put that down 1 second. If you could do, oh, thank you, Glow. Let's see. Give me a minute here. Chaylee, actually, I remember you've been with the channel for a while. I almost didn't recognize the sprinkles, but the Chaylee I remember. So if anyone does have a personal reading. Oh, really? Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, same here, same here. Yeah, go and make a donation and I'll give you a good reading. Okay, thank you. I was like thinking, oh, yeah, I recognize Chaylee. Sprinkle. I once had a handle when I was in college, and it was Stardust Sweet. And I think I had someone, yes, 4 whiskers, and you should see, yeah, that's all it is. And it should have a cat on there, I think. Let me check. I haven't looked at it in a while. I think it should have my Chibi-Chi on there. Let's see. Yeah, it has my cat on there. Mystic 4 whiskers, it should say. And the Cash App is a $sign with the word 4 spelled out and whiskers. Okay, thank you. So what is your question, Chaylee? Take your time. And thank you for the love. Let me know What do you want to explore? Okay, so Virgo came into your life and wrecked it. You're not sure where to go from here. Okay. Let's see. You know what, Chili? Hold on for 1 second before we start. I'm going to go and light some incense. I'm going to light some incense to go and start this reading off too. So give me a moment. I'll be back in just a second. Okay. Nico. All right. Let's go and take just an extra little moment. So, and I'm going to get one more deck too. I have this old deck. And it's a very old deck. Okay. We'll see about Nico. It is Virgo. Let's go and see. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been growing them for, I think since the summer. This was the last one that broke off. We'll see. They're almost at the length when they're going to break off again. And then in that case, they'll probably be come summer when I'll have these nails like this again. That's one of the ways I measure time. All right. Let's go and see now. First of all, let me give you a hug, Chili. I'm sorry you're going through this. Let's go and get some answers for you about this Virgo. And first, I'm going to go and see. First, I just want to see what's up with the Virgo. Let's see what's up with the Virgo before we get into, was anything real or was it all a sham from the start? Let's go and see. Let's see, Nico. First of all, what's up with Nico? Nico, I have strength. I have justice. And I'm going to pull from also here. I have strategize. So first of all, with strength and justice here tells me, here's somebody who already had a set of preconceived notions, ideas. You know, he already had a plan. Let me put it that way. Nico already had a plan. I'm not really liking, but we'll go and see. Well, I'm going to hold off on what this Four of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Star could be. Because this is like in the energy here of like having a preconceived idea of what success looks like, maybe a preconceived idea of who could go and provide success to, or, there's something here about having an ideal. And maybe that ideal is a person, maybe that ideal is making the right connections. It's very cold energy for, okay, so Virgo with an Aquarius moon. Well, definitely here, Four of Wands, Queen of Swords. This is like being very strategic. Well, we already have strategize coming out here. This is being very strategic in this energy about moving towards your happiness. Maybe moving towards a person with your happiness, maybe having an already set idea of what it is that this person is going to do. It's very headstrong energy here with justice and strength. Justice, strength, and strategize. Here's someone who had an idea from the get-go in their head, wasn't about to change it. Nothing could change it at this point. I have Knight of Swords, King of Cups, and I have Justice again with a Wheel of Fortune. Well, first of all, in this energy, do I say he's been chasing after an ideal? I mean, he's already had something in mind here in this energy. Already had something in mind and is pursuing things for his own happiness. Did he care at all? I think it's interesting that you asked, did he care at all, with Justice coming up twice, because, in the greater sense, justice is being fair to all. But with a King of Cups and Justice, with a Knight of Swords, King of Cups, and Justice, this is very much like what is necessary for Nico. What is necessary for Nico to achieve. Justice, I have Mantra. I have Sticky. King of Cups, I have Secrets. And Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, I have Pitta, which is a dosha, an Ayurveda dosha type. There are 3 types of doshas, essentially. There's one ruled by air. A fire type would be someone who's muscular, someone who's active, someone who gets people motivated. Maybe they don't have quite the follow through. Someone who is very demonstrative. Someone who could be very emotional, show their emotions under a Pitta. Very excitable. People like that person. They can motivate others. They can be in leadership positions with that. Well, first of all, let me go and say that his heart was closed off. There's something going on beforehand with he was putting himself first. Mantra and Sticky under Justice with Pitta. It's like, well, first of all, with Pitta, it's like he was using his charm to go and get people excited. Secrets with King of Cups, not necessarily an open heart. Everything was coming, well, wasn't generous energy. It's not generous energy here. 3 of Pentacles, Death, and a 9 of Wands, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles in this energy is almost like he was waiting for something to become available to open up for him. He had to go and wait for another avenue to open up and had to go and take some time out before he was able to go and move again. Same thing here with Justice, 3 of Pentacles, Death and Nine of Wands with mantra. He just had to go and wait. He had to wait for an opportunity to open itself up to him. That's essentially the energy right now with Nico. Now, I do want to go and check out. Let me go and check out first, did he care? But that's the basic energy here. He already had whatever, he already had a game plan going in. His heart, number one, was closed off. Everything, he didn't have an open heart. He had a prearranged agenda. Everything here in this energy is like doing things for his own benefit. And he was waiting for something to go and open up, using his charm in the meantime for that. Let's take a look real quick at, let's see, did he care? How did he feel about you? How authentic was he? How authentic was Nico? Queen of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. That's very cold energy. High Priestess. I know that you are a Pisces, right? We have High Priestess and Chariot. But also in this energy, there are other factors at work. Very cold energy. You know, this is this is someone who has things that's doing things that can be done. I have Sex Maniac. Let's see what else we have here. Spring. And Fragile Bonds. Oops. Did he care at all? I think he saw someone of value. I do think he admired you. He admired you for the traits that he himself, we have a Chariot coming up here again. He admired you for the traits that he himself could not go and focus enough. Seems like his focus too, if you ask me, he repeated certain things. He had a value system that he was adhering to and admiring himself, reminding himself to adhere to. But I think overall with Nico, he has a problem focusing and a problem following through on things. I do think in general he is drawn to people who are, I don't know, able to go and work in ways that he cannot. I do think you have a stronger drive than he does. I do, did I fold that back already? Yeah, we have a Chariot back here as well. But I also think ultimately he was planning on just riding the situation as long as he could until another avenue opened up. Also too with Five of Wands here and Wheel of Fortune. I think in general, Nico's energy doesn't allow him to go and doesn't allow him to build anything. I think Nico in general, when you said like, did he care at all? I think Nico admired you. He admired you for the traits that he could never pull together himself. But Nico lacks, I think, the ability to build constructively with others. I think Nico has also too a very fleeting moment, and nobody knows this better than Nico, of how long he can stay to impress someone. And he bails before the disillusionment wears off. In other words, he'd rather cut something off when he knows that you will see the true self of him, or the true extent of what he builds, how he builds. Is all very fleeting energy. Well, he's pushing forward for a Pacific goal, but in this energy, he also runs through people quickly. Sex maniac, I feel like he, in this energy, you think about like the various chakras, right? And there are different energies, different vibrations, just like different sounds that are associated with each one. This definitely isn't a very calm energy. Spring is very fleeting, fragile bonds. All this is things that can break and do break quite quickly. Things get started, but they don't have any follow through. I think he approaches people of value, people who can build, but he still snaps the bonds just as quickly. Many masks, but he can't go and maintain any of them for long. His he breezes in and he breezes out. And I also think too, probably to his detriment, to his downfall, is that well, Jaylee, we had a Queen of Swords energy coming up twice here in that reading. And the discernment of who he is, he knows that he can only fool for so long. Because ultimately results speak for themselves, actions speak for themselves. And once there's a history with that, that is known, that is seen. Get a little bit more energy here with Chariot. If I can get this card out. Chariot I have sooner. Wheel of Fortune. I have Bloodthirsty. And Five of Wands gets Saturn. Nothing can be built of worth, of length here. Also, too, the more time that's spent, very fleeting energy, and he knows it. He knows that there's a Pacific timeline on here. Was he ever, did he care at all? I feel like he knew that it was going to be momentary from the moment he came in there. He was waiting for something to come up. I do think ultimately the fact that he is gone is a blessing. I think this is just a cadence that he has with people. As long as he can go and keep his mask, that charm together. He said he has an aqua moon and a Virgo sun. Interesting, because you could say that the two energies sort of almost compensate for one another. And what I say by that, in other words, like where, like he can imply or give greater depth to himself or his capacities and what he actually has. Cancer rising, Leo, Venus, Mercury, and Scorpio, Mars. Well, very strong Cancerian energy here. Could also say in this energy too, he knows that he strives to go and form levels of connection really quickly, because he knows that with a bit of time, he's working against the clock here for when you see what he is, and also too just his natural patterns come out. Everything here in his energy is very fleeting. I feel like with, did he care at all? He admired, but I also feel like he can't follow through. He can't build anything long lasting. He doesn't have the capacity for it. Perhaps too, it gives the appearance of it. But I wonder in this energy, it's just like small steps. Oh, Virgo, Moon and Rising, Scorpio, Mars. We could also say in this energy, he definitely sought to go and create physical and emotional attachments, hoping to go and prevent you from examining what his actions are. Ultimately, with his energy, he doesn't have the capacity to build out very long. He doesn't have the capacity for that. And definitely seeks to go and create that rush of attention, that rush of attachment. He knows that time works against him. Really? With the timing that I have here, with spring, fragile bonds, 5 of wands, Saturn, 2 of pentacles, it's like all of this is just very momentary energy. With Queen of Swords, 8 of Pentacles being that what you build and what you already have built, he knows he cannot contribute anything more to it. And I think that's also something here as well. I think his admiration for you, yes, I think his admiration for you is genuine, but I also think that he realized that he could not add anything constructive to what you're doing. And he also doesn't have the focus to do that. And in general, I think he's someone who creates quick bonds. He's with people for spells. And I think he himself breaks it down afterwards. I'll pull 3 more cards for you, Jay. I have 9 of Pentacles. I have Emperor. And I have 8 of Wands. Did I have 8 of Wands behind here? Could have sworn I had 8 of Wands somewhere. Anyway, and then I have the Devil. Devil, Moon, Ace of Wands, 6 of Cups. I almost want to say, Shaylee, 6 of Cups with Ace of Wands. This isn't really so much a realization, but something that was built on prior, getting, You have a Capricorn with an Aries moon. I was about to say, I mean, energies we have here, we have Scorpio, Aries, Pisces, and Capricorn. And it's like in this energy with 6 of Cups, Ace of Wands, you know, this actions are happening because of attachments led in the past. And the Moon and the Devil is like wanting what you can't have, shouldn't have, what you should move on from, and also too the movements you make being influenced precisely because of attachments made in the past. But it's interesting that you said Capricorn with an Aries moon, which is literally that. And you with a Pisces and a Scorpio, Mars, we have like attraction. We have physical energy in here. But in this energy with Nine of Pentacles, Emperor, and Eight of Wands, well, first of all, no matter how heads down you are in your own business, Chaley, I see other things approaching you. What exactly are those things? Well, they're things with very large personalities, Chaley. I see some large personalities approaching you. I see large personalities that make an impact on you that you could be susceptible to. Not necessarily negative or positive in this energy, but just definitely very large, large personalities. I will say that, Chaley, I think the more that you keep your heads down, and you just do whatever, heads down, focused on your business, go ahead and do your own thing, whatever that own thing may be for you, Chaley. I definitely see more people coming to get your attention. I see them coming to offer you, Chaley, different directions, different opportunities here. Is that many tests? Well, I don't necessarily read like, the cards, is seeing them, oh, that's a negative card, that's a positive card. Like for me, a moon and the devil necessarily isn't a positive or a negative card. But what I do see the moon and the devil being is something that stirs your emotions. It's this deck. It's like an Art Deco deck. The only thing I would say about this deck is the gold foil rubs off, has a tendency to rub off. And I think they came out with another version in which they made all the characters black. Like this is, I guess, the white version. I didn't know it at the time. But they have a white version and a black version that they came out with. I think they call it something like Night Visions or something. And I think it's silver. I'm not sure. I noticed it last year. But essentially, Chaley, just the additional bonus that I have for you, bonus message, is, with the devil and the moon, not necessarily, I wouldn't call this challenges, but I see this as stirring the heart of you, stirring the core of you, stirring your desires. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but ultimately, Chaley, it's just unearthing what you feel in your heart, and it's stirring that. Just like if you are thirsty or hungry and you smell something, go, oh, that smells great, right? It's that kind of energy, Chaley. So I wouldn't say that it's challenges, but it's something that definitely is going to affect the soft parts of you, affect your heart, the tender parts of you. All right, that's what that energy is. Well, I see people, Chaley, who's coming and they're actually tapping in like a tuning fork. Those sensitive parts of you. I see people who are resonating, who something about the way they act towards you, Chaley, they will resonate other emotions in you. So with this man that came in and came out, he ultimately had he's a soul that purposely creates chaos. Let's put it that way. He creates chaos. He is literally very momentary. He also has a long range, he has a North Star in his head, and nothing's really going to change that, regardless if he obtains it or achieves it or not. And so it's not really so much to, did he care, did he not care? He already had his blinders on before he met you, and he still has the same blinders on now. And what he's chasing after is something that only he can see in his eyes. I don't even know if what he's chasing after is something he can achieve. Strength and whatever those cards were. It literally is like something that he himself, like for instance, if everyone else is saying it's cold, but you're hot, you're sweating bullets and everyone else is freezing. It's that kind of like his own literal vortex. Well, I think that's why he came. He came because he admired the fact that you had stability, you build, you have qualities that he can't have. He can't build. He can't step down and take a moment and a breather and create that and do that and be in that energy. He can only be frantic. And what I have for message is, I have more people coming for you, Julie. And as I said, I'm not going to call them challenges, but they are people who definitely will go and strike the tender parts of you, vibrate the tender parts of you, vibrate the soul, your wants, your wishes. And I see some action for you, Chaley, in this energy. You could have fun. Definitely should be interesting. But anyway, as I said, that's another part of me. This is a bonus message for you, Chaley, that I see here. I was a little two-part there with there, but ultimately, you have some excitement coming your way. That's an understatement, and that's definitely something I see coming your way. And Chaley, even if you are not looking for it, in other words, you don't have to go and hang out in any specific spot. Manus, you don't have to hang out in any specific spot to get that. Hello, Diamond. Yeah. Yes, I mean, I feel like, as I said, you don't have to go out seeking it. You will be in your own energy, and I see very strong personalities making their way towards you. And I will also say with Emperor and Devil energy, they should be energies that are eye-catching, imposing, and maybe a bit attractive. Oh, you met this last one through a friend. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think, but he's not the only one. This guy is not the only one. I see more coming. I think you're just in that energy, and the more that you're in the energy of attending to your own business and your own space, I see other strong-willed energies coming your way. Now, the question would be that you can think about, a woman hugging a lion. Well, God sends all of us here. That's why our mothers had us, right? And our mothers had them, and so forth. But yeah, Chaley, that's what I see for you. There was something else I was going to say. What was it? Anyway, I guess I can also say in that energy, Chaley, with Nine of Pentacles, Emperor, and Eight of Wands in your just, follow-up message. There's not a lot that you have to do right now, because now, Chaley, you really are in the energy of receiving. You don't really have to go out and, I don't know, set out the vibration to pull people in. People are going to be pulled in naturally to you. And one could also say too, with the devil and what was that other energy? I forgot just now. Oh, the moon. with the devil and the moon. That could also be as well, Chaley, especially since you have that, you know, that person's energy, the Capricorn Aries guy. You have his energy still around you, still in you, obviously, for it to come up. That you could be gravitating towards that, maybe. And maybe too, that could be influencing what's coming to you, or a sore point, Chaley, that you're seeking, you know, that you're healing from, but at the same point, it's a vulnerability that people can come in to and tap to, like that vibration one. Yes. You're welcome, Augly. So that's what I have for you, Chaley. You know, it's one thing to talk about like healing and, you know, imagining your ideal person and all those sorts of things, because I believe that is innately within our vibration, like, you know, who we have been, who we are, who we aspire to be, where we aspire to go. All those things are building up our vibration of who we attract, and also to who we want and who is coming towards us, because what we have is something they want. Right, and I think, and he is very, or that energy, that combination is there, still alive. That footprint is around you in your energy, and probably with that caveat coming up there is, and not necessarily saying to, like, I don't really think, you know, you can heal, like to use the word heal or do shadow work or things like that, because I believe every day that we're alive and we're breathing, you know, we're growing, we're living, we're expanding, we're growing. But I do think that in that particular energy, it's something to think about, to make sure that when people come to you, is that the point, or are there points there in that area of your heart that was opened up? Because obviously that opened your heart up. Yeah, is that area of your heart is like, I don't want to say a vulnerability or a vulnerable point, a tender point, but it definitely is almost like maybe a magnet, an entrance. There's something to that spot for you. And ultimately, you know, maybe in that energy too, maybe the next person or the next people that come to you are people who have significant Capricorn energy in some way, Capricorn Aries, or maybe you'll go through people until you find, as long as that specific spot is still tender in your heart, where people can affect you through that. Anyway, that's just something to think about, and something that I've seen through other readings that I've done, as well as other energy work I've explored, and things that I've seen as well on a personal level. We all have little vibrations, Chaley, or some of us have vibrations, Chaley, in which certain signs, certain energies pop up. And those are precisely the points in which draws people to you. Are UFOs real? Well, we are not the only intelligences in the universe. That's what I believe. Well, if you have any other questions, Chaley, about someone who's coming who pops up, come on by and we'll take a peek. You'll take a peek at them. May I ask, you know where your Chiron was? Really? Can I ask where your Chiron was according? Did you notice that placement with his chart? I'm curious about that. Do you know where that was in your chart or his chart, or what the signs were? What the aspects were? And I just wonder that too, because, you know, those are one of the placements that hurt a lot, can hurt a lot. You're right. And that can also be what gravitates one person to another, and the other person just buckles because just that other person's presence is enough to be a threat to everything that they've built, everything that they want. I mean, the Chiron placement is really interesting in that respect. You know, that can really be such a prominent and knee-jerk pull and recoil. Celtic, if you would like a reading, you would have to donate. Otherwise, then I invite you to go and listen to the love readings. I did a whole bunch of love readings not too long ago, and they're not necessarily time Pacific. So there's Love in 2026. You can check that one out. That's a long one. I think that's like 4 hours. And you can look at your sun sign and your Venus sign. Or if you want, you could also think about your Jupiter sign. That's a sign that would be correlating to your husband. Or you could also think about your Juno sign, your groom sign. There's different ways to look at like love readings, but those are some placements you can think about. And there are also some other love readings as well, which I invite you to check out. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, there's a clue, there's a Valentine's Day message, a Valentine's message, which that's just a general love message overall to keep in mind. There was one of them that was like, when I did it, I did 4 sets of readings. And there was one that I did that literally I felt like was like the signs of when you know you have the person or the person for you. But I don't recall whether it was a message, a clue, or a sneak peek. And then there's Love in 2026. So definitely check those out. You know, it's funny, I hear that with 12th house placements, a lot of astrologers say that those are uncomfortable placements. And whenever I had 12th house synastry, I actually feel very comfortable with the people. I guess it's what I feel, but I like the feeling that 12th house placements give. Oh, thank you, Sprinkle. Chaylee, I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the tip. Lots of love. But, oh yeah, you could also think about your Chiron placements too. But Chiron is such, I think, a harsh placement for love. Which is why I say like your sun and your Venus and maybe your moon, maybe your Jupiter, maybe your Juno, maybe your Lilith. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. Thank you. You know what, Jaylee, why don't you become a member? Put that towards becoming a member, and I'll set up a live, and and you could also go and get. I'll do another poll later. I'll do a poll for because the members only will have. I'll do a free poll. I'll give you another reading too. Because that's so sweet. I love that. Thank you. I really do. Yeah, do that, and also put out some more Pisces astrological notes too. But thank you. That is so sweet, Shaylee. Yes, hearts. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Well, you know, I'm going to go and give you your bonus question right now, Shaylee, since we're almost at the end of February. Ask me another question and I'll pull for you. Okay, a general one. Yes, you can have a general reading. I thank you so much, though. Okay. You can have a general reading. Let's see what we have for you. Well, why don't you think about it? You could think about it for a minute. Think about if you want a general reading or if there's a question that you'd like to know. And let me know. I'm going to go and get something to drink in the meantime. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so think for a moment on whether you want a general reading or you have a specific question. But I will be opening up the lives, like the member-only ones, that I'll answer like questions for a period of time. But yeah, think about it. I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, Celtic Red, if you want to go and become, that's one of the perks that I will offer for the members, is I will offer at least one live a month. I mean, I release videos pretty regularly for the collective, so, but at least once a month I will offer free readings, which is of value. Okay, let's see. Are you on the right track? as far as learning what you've been doing in the financial sector. Let's go and see. Let's go. I'm going to go and get my singing bowl and cleanse the air a little bit, just because this is a different segue. Okay, be back in 1 second. Yeah, singing bowls are beautiful. And, singing bowls cleanse. And that's the interesting thing. The Tingsha's call. I'm not really sure about chimes, but I know that definitely singing bowls cleanse. And Tingsha's call. Gongs open up portals. If you're ever thinking about a gong, they do something entirely different. It's like they could open up portals within you, portals around you. They're kind of like maybe wormholes or warp drive type of things. Heart chakra and a throat chakra. Beautiful. It's interesting too when you think about the vibration of music and how, the vibrations that these instruments play actually go and nourish our cells. They heal our cells right down to the basic building blocks of our structure, as opposed to how when music is recorded and then released, they release it on a frequency that literally is disruptive to our cells. You know what I think are portals to? Trees. I think there's so much more going on with trees than what we're aware of. Even the fact that trees have family units, and they're sentient beings that we are not paying attention to. Yeah, and I really do think that trees as well, they have something to do with portals, vibration, energy fields, something very powerful going on with trees, and we're just too clunky to notice. Okay, so let's go and see your question. Are you on the right track as far as learning? Okay, are you on the right track with the financial sector? So 6 of Cups with 3 of Swords. First of all, this tells me that rather than ignoring or running away from something that has brought you discomfort or some injustice or hurts that you've seen, or that you've experienced, it feels like, first of all, the move that you're doing is literally trying to find your own answer to injustices or unfairness or just poor vibration that you knew that you didn't have to go and follow in the footsteps of. That's first of all what it feels like in this energy. You know how some people, for instance, when they see success and they know that somebody is a nasty person, you know, sometimes people are there going, it's fine that they're nasty because they're the boss. When you're the boss, you can be that way. When I'm the boss, I'm going to be just as bad, just as mean, just as Machiavellian as they were. Have you ever seen that? Those people who, they literally think that because people are nasty with their leadership, nasty with their power, it's fine to go and take it because when they are in a position of more power, they can then enact the same sort of discomfort that they felt. Well, this energy is buckling that. You know, you've seen in this energy that things could be better. And rather than follow through in that energy, this is seeking to find solutions. That's essentially what this energy tells me. This is finding solutions. Just because something is broken or just because something fell down a certain way, doesn't mean it has to remain that way. Doesn't mean we have to accept it. Doesn't mean we have to continue in it. One could say in this energy of Four of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords energy, this is something that has been thought of a while. You know, this long-term planning of what can be done to improve things in this energy, that there's a better way. And just because there are people who have, you know, just because one may have limited resources, does that mean that those limited resources prevent one from going off with all of their dreams, all of their abilities, right? But that's essentially what is behind the movement. Really, I think that this is beautiful energy because, as I said, this is not accepting the fact that just because someone is an asshole, excuse my language, you know, I don't curse that much on my channels, you know, on here, but just because someone is nasty doesn't mean we have to go and follow through in the nastiness. This is breaking the cycle. So we have a Six of Cups. And also, too, what this shows is that really what is the limited resources? It's like you're saying, open your minds up, but this is also open hearts. There's also seeing the value or like, you know, you can't create physical value without having spiritual value, emotional value, intellectual value. The people are just as important as the profit. The people are the reason why the profit can be calculated. People make things valuable. What people can do together makes them valuable. When people are motivated and committed and believe in things, the value that arises from there. And it doesn't have to be exploitation. Just because once we have value established, doesn't mean that we have to go and say, oh, now I have 80% and you have 20%. I have Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands. With a Page of Wands, first of all, is it a good move? Yes. You know, this takes a little bit, it's odd in this energy in one way because we're talking about things that take a little bit of time. Eight of Wands, Six of Cups. In this energy, we're talking a little bit of time to go and prepare. There has to be a foundation. And also, too, in this energy, it's almost like life work, right? Like this can be building up a community. Well, it is building up a community. You can. It's after this reading, I'd be happy to get to it. So it'd be $25 for 10 minutes, $37 for 15, and 50 for 20. Wait. Anyway, it's 20, 25, 37, and 50, the three prices. And right. So, I mean, I see a bit of time in here, but also, too, in this energy, this is telling me that it's not necessarily like there's ever going to be an end point. There's always going to be a new benchmark to grow. This is literally building out a community in this energy. This is work that continues to grow, continues to get avenues. But it's interesting. One part of it shows that it takes time, and another part of it shows that it actually moves rather fast. Once you gain momentum, once you start getting that foundation, then things start going faster and faster in this energy. The people are the fuel which brings together the ideas in there. It's like lots of ideas, lots of excitement, but it's tapping into the right connections to make that happen. Yes. And it's like when you start, even when you start taking action and you start networking in those business circles, it's still going to take a little bit of time for you to make those right connections. But those connections I see you making, and once you have that foundation, I see things taking on a life of its own, moving very, very fast, and very, very fast towards the ideals and the goals that you want it to go. Hello, Ben. So that's what I see here in this energy. Essentially, I think that you're doing beautiful work. The work that you're doing is in beautiful energy, and it really is the kind of work that makes a change. And not only with the change that you're doing, I think the beauty here is that it really does affect the community. You're breaking a cycle. And I think that cycle first starts really, it's an example of, they say that change starts with you. Well, here it really does, because you're there saying that there has to be a better way. Just because everyone's doing this blah way doesn't mean I have to do it too. Right? You don't have to go and have success at the cost of exploiting another. That's what this energy is talking about. You're welcome. And thank you again. It's interesting because it's revolutionary energy. You're doing things differently, and as I said, it takes a little bit of time, but it's a great path. It's a path that also brings vitality, and it's healthy. The vision is beautiful. And also, too, I see people coming here, all this strong fire, too, lots of passion in it. Same. I believe that we're brought here to innovate. I don't really think that we're brought here to continue to build out the old structures. I believe that we're here to recognize the good and expand upon it, build it. Hello, Jessica. Well, there are collective readings you can check out. I did do a secret you should know. I don't really recall at this point any of the messages that I pulled, but they went by air, water, fire, and earth. And if you have a personal question, you can donate. Readings start at $25 for 10 minutes. But there are also lots of collective readings too. You can check out by your sun, your moon, your rising if you have questions about, and I invite you with the collective readings to think about your natal chart. And you can think about, for instance, if you're curious about work, you can pay attention to aspects around work. So your sixth house energy and planets around there. You could think about your sun sign and your sixth house energies. You could think about, if you have a question about love, your Venus energies or your seventh house energies, things like that. If you're curious, I do a lot of work around the moon, 8th house, 12th house energy. So what is around your energy that you're not aware of? And those readings literally are grab bags that could deal with anything from love, work, family, etc. You know, whatever is in your collective's energy. Oh, that's horrible. You know, I do think, I don't really like to get into negative energy, but I do think that when people take that which is ours and that which we have worn or that which we've created, that which we've been with, that which we've labored on, I do think that that acts as a bit of, how to say, not exactly a bonus for him. Yeah, karma or, well, in that person's case, he doesn't build. Manus. My cat had something to say about that. You mean with reading the hands? Well, taking a step back, I do think that our aura and our vibration, we're emitting things constantly. And I think our hands, just like we could feel heat from one another, our hands can go and direct a lot of things to it. There's also been studies with the sensitivity of our hands in general that, you know, you don't necessarily have to go and touch something. You can, we literally do have the, almost like, I forgot the word for it, you know, the extrasensory word for it, but we all do have the ability to sense what is under something with our hands. Beautiful. That's exactly what we have is our hands, I think, are such beautiful tools, just outside of paying attention to what our, lines are, palmistry, but just the energy of our hands and how we direct it. And you could think about the same thing with the energy that we speak through words, the energy that we emit through our heart and our love, the 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 knowingness or centeredness or distractedness that we have